Seasonal depression is real, and I remember living in the UK every October just dreading the winter ahead of me. I used to spend a lot of time to get by, and that is not how I want to live my life. Hello everybody, what is up? If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Drew, aka Wise and Manly. I make videos here on YouTube to help you live your dream. And today I'm really excited to make this video because a big part of me living my dream is to be nomadic traveler, not living in the UK. So this video is all about why I don't resonate with the UK and why I chose to leave the UK, and also how I'm finding life not living in the UK for 2 years. So if any of these topics kind of speak to you, then definitely stick around because we're gonna get into it. Grab a nice little drink, grab some snacks, grab a little, and yeah, we're gonna get into it. So why did I leave the UK? Now, this video isn't kind of jumping on the bandwagon being like, oh, the UK's shit, the UK's this, the UK's that. It's gonna be more about my personal experience, but I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, then you too will feel aligned in some way and kind of understand what I'm talking about. So, temperature check. The UK right now is definitely not in a great position. As a 29-year-old, in the past 20 years, I've just seen the UK getting progressively worse and worse. There has been nothing good done for young people. We've had Tory governments, we've had Brexit, we've just had no money spent on the people, the NHS is failing, the opportunities are getting less and less, things are becoming more expensive. Like, the list literally goes on. And I think that for me, the most important thing is lifestyle. And I guess since 2020, I sort of realized that the kind of life that I want to live, maybe I could live it in the UK, but also not, you know? I really did feel like the UK wasn't my vibe anymore. And I had this real longing for adventure, warmer climates, and to live on the beach. I think since everything that was going on in 2020, I was also really kind of seeing just how much control there is in, not just in the UK, but in Europe and the West in general. A lot of the legislations and the rules that were coming out, I found to be quite stupid. Like, I don't even need to talk about the parties, the illegal parties. That thing that happened in 2020 was a mess. And it really made me realize that the UK is not it, it's not the vibe, and I need to get out of here. So I basically made a list of things that I needed to achieve before leaving the UK. And I thought to myself, once I have these things, I can actually leave. Now, you might be thinking, Drew, what were those things? Well, it's a mix, you know, it's practical things and also realistic things. So it might sound really silly, but I really wanted a speaker, like a portable speaker. So for my Christmas, I asked my parents, thank you, mum and dad, for a speaker. I also needed a new laptop, so I saved up to get a new laptop. I also needed a remote job, so I worked in a restaurant. I worked really hard, and eventually I found a remote job, which basically was my golden ticket to actually leave and experience life on the road as a traveler. My experience traveling, and this is what I really want to hit home, like, if you have a dream and if you have a country that resonates with your energy and you want to just leave the UK and do your thing, brother, sister, do it. You can do it. The only thing that stands in your way is yourself. Where there's a will, there is absolutely a way. I don't care if your dream's to go to China, Australia, Spain, wherever you want to go, babe. You are a citizen of the world and you deserve to live the life of your dreams, okay? Obviously, as a British person, I am privileged. You know, I do have certain privileges that my passport allows me to stay in places without visas. And obviously, you know, I'm very grateful for that. But you know what? Just don't stand in your way. Like, even if it's a case of like looking online, finding remote jobs. For example, you can speak English, so you could teach English. I always recommend people to do that. I've got friends that live with me in Mexico and they basically teach English and that's how they earn their money, which is obviously great for them. There's so much online work right now, so please don't sleep on yourself. Even making videos on social media can actually lead you to get the coins. I mean, if you even want to go down the like OnlyFans route, you could even do that. Like, no judgments here. You gotta do what you gotta do. And also, when you are traveling, you know, you can even get jobs in hostels. There's a website called Workaway, so you can get jobs in hostels, you can get jobs on farm, you can earn money whilst you're traveling. Like, the world is literally your oyster. And one thing that really hit home for me was my lifestyle in London. You know, it's very much a hustle culture. It's like you have to work really, really hard. You have to work even harder now than you've ever had to work before. I was basically renting a box room in Stoke Newington in East London, and my rent at the time wasn't even like super expensive by London standards, but it was maybe like £550 for a box room. And I just calculated for my box room, for my train, for a very basic food shop, I'm spending like £1,000 a month. It's like I can take that £1,000 and I can go traveling. For me, I've always had a fascination with Latin America. I love reggaeton, I love dancing, I love like the vibes and the like, I guess the passion of Latino and Latina people. So for me, it was a no-brainer. Like, I needed to get there. And as I say, I am privileged, but with that money that I can earn remotely, it goes a lot further out there. So I'm essentially doing that. And honestly, it's really given me a fresh new perspective on life. Quick backstory on me. So I was living with my parents in 2020, and I basically had this idea that I wanted to go to Mexico. It was very much ingrained in my head because Mexico was a country that was open, it was free during the times of 2020. And I was like, you know what, get me to Mexico. But obviously before I could do that, I was thinking, okay, let me move from Essex to London and make it work. So I ended up spending around 2 years in London, paying loads of money for rent, working in a restaurant. I worked in a restaurant for 2 years. And whilst I was there, I was basically making videos online. I was working as a freelancer, and I eventually was able to get my remote job. And from that remote job, I was able to basically go on the road, you know? In terms of mindset shift, I think the biggest thing that shifted was, because you've got to bear in mind, in 2023, which was the year I started traveling, I hadn't been abroad since 2020. So I did think to myself practically, how can I do this? Like, how can I actually become a traveler? And basically what I decided to do was every month or every 6 weeks or so, I would do a cheap trip to Europe. I would get budget airline flights, stay in a hostel, and just play around with solo travel. So by doing that, I went to Greece, I went to Portugal to visit a friend, I met a guy in Greece and I went to visit him in Belgium. Yeah, that was a weird situation, but whatever. And I also went to Berlin. And when I was on the road traveling, I realized like I can do it, you know, I can stay in hostels, I can travel on my own, it's fun. And when it got to the July of that year, I realized, right, that's it. I want to go. Let me get a one-way ticket. And when I was in Mexico, I fell in love. My plan originally was to spend 4 to 5 months in Mexico and then move to Germany. And then I thought, bow, 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 bow. Why am I moving to Germany when it's 30 degrees, sunny, and I can be on the beach? So I actually changed my plans and I've been living in Mexico ever since, and then obviously traveling to live different countries in between. And I think the biggest changes for me is realizing a lot. You realize so much about yourself when you're traveling. You have to speak a new language, you have to learn a new language, you have to interact with people from different places. You realize how kind of small the UK is and how particular the UK is. And when you're actually in the big wide world, you realize different things. Like, one thing that I hate about the UK and about London is the fact of everyone's always asking you, oh, what do you do? What do you do for a job? And I'm just like, why do you need to know what I do for a job so that you can put me in a box? And as I've been traveling and meeting new people, I feel like we bond on real life experiences. It's like, oh, what do you enjoy to do? What do you cook? Like, do you want to go dancing? Do you want to do this? And it's just been a real eye-opening experience. And I've learned so much about myself. To be independent, to be on my own, is just like so affirming, and I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. So I changed my plans. I didn't go back to Europe, and I just kept in Mexico and traveling to different places. And honestly, no regrets. Like, if you've got this in your head that you want to do it, just think this desire that you have is calling your name. There is a reason why you want to go to Thailand. There is a reason why you want to go to Australia. There's all these experiences in the world that you are going to activate when you go to these places. So it's not just about the sun and being in the hot places. It's more about you and your experience. And my biggest thing is live your dream. Go out there and live your dream, because you came to this earth to do that. And you can do it. Like, you can literally do it. I meet a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't think I could do what you do. And I get some people are shy and maybe they don't want to solo travel. But if you're thinking, oh, how am I going to fund it? Get a remote job. Like, we are living in the era of remote jobs. So you can so do that. You can so find something. And honestly, if you're traveling and you don't like it, you can always come back. I've also found that, like, when I was living in London, there'd be certain friends that I would only see like once a year. So it actually doesn't make a difference. If I'm living in Mexico and then I see my friends once a year, it's literally the same. But life is going to go on regardless. But the time is the only currency that you actually have. So instead of spending your time depressed and unhappy in the UK, go traveling, do your thing, live abroad, make it happen. Like, I genuinely just want to give you this confidence and this like inspiration to just go, you know? I'm not going to sit here and talk about, oh, the UK's this, the UK's that, the UK's going in this direction. Personally, for me, I don't see a future in Europe and I don't see a future in the UK, for me personally, at this moment in time. Obviously, I pray that things will get better and that the situation in the UK improves. But let's be honest, it's so depressing. The weather's shit. Like, people are miserable. People are unhappy. Whenever I come to the UK, everyone's grey and like depressed. And honestly, when you open those doors and step into a new reality, step into a new country, it is so inspiring. I feel inspired to create. I feel inspired to live. I take joy in the little things. Obviously, I think you can take joy in the little things in the UK. Like, I'm actually in the UK right now. I'm in Essex, babes. So, you know, the sun shines here and you can do all your things here. But I just think if you have this yearning and desire to travel, leave the UK and get out of here. Get out of here. Scram. Go, go, go. Because why not? Like, literally, why not? You can do it. You can do it. I love you so much. I hope this video has helped you. I hope this video has found you at a good time. I would say practically to get there, look for remote work, look on Workaways, figure out how much it will cost for you to travel to the country that you want to go to, look at the visa situations. A lot of places you can go for a specific amount of time and then leave the country and come back. And honestly, as I said, there's so many job opportunities. There's so many things you can do, like teaching English, online classes, remote jobs. Like, honestly, just have a look and don't limit yourself, and don't listen to the people who say that you can't do it, because people are jealous and they project their insecurities and their negativities onto you. And babes, the only person you need to listen to is yourself. And if your desires are telling you to go somewhere, that's a sign. Follow the signs, follow your higher self, ask for help from the universe, and the doors will open. Trust me. Get to that country, get into the language, get into the culture, and you're just going to be living your best life. The best thing I ever did was leaving the UK, and I'm so grateful and so happy that I was able to do it. And I'm just literally passing it to you because you can do it as well. I love you. Let me know in the comments if you have questions, if you want to see any more content like this, and I will see you in the next video. Te amo muchísimo. Mwah.